What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today I'm coming in with a big video. I'm talking catastrophically big. I'm talking big meteor coming for your house and shitting on it. That's this video. So let me let you guys know. Let me fill you all in for those of you who may not know. I dropped acid again yesterday. For those of you who didn't see on my Snapchat story, it was my first time in about 4 or 5 months, and this is going to be a video talking about that, telling the story, little trip report kind of thing. You know what I'm saying. This is an interesting one. This, honestly, was probably the most interesting trip I've ever had. I don't even know what to say about this shit, man. It was so interesting. But anyways, hope you guys do enjoy this video. Excuse me, I'm sorry for not uploading the past couple days. Hopefully this makes up for it. In my opinion, this is about to be one hell of a banger of a video, so truly do hope you guys enjoy. Also, thank you all for doing hella numbers on that Adderall video I put up the other day. That bitch is over like 3,000 views right now, which is pretty crazy considering I only have 10k subs. You know, I say that only, that's a fuck ton, but like that's a pretty good like active sub ratio, you know what I'm saying? So thank you all for being active. Love you all. Thanks for watching the videos. But anyways, drop a like if you enjoy. Pull your cock out, lube it up. You already know what I'm about to say. Let's get right into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this happened yesterday, and let me tell you, acid hasn't been a part of my life in a long time. I haven't tripped since like maybe May-ish, like April, May, something around that time, and my buddy Michael hits me up, and he goes, "Hey Nick, listen, I got some acid. It's flame. I know that there hasn't been some acid around town in a while. Let's get trippy." Now, of course, if someone hits my line and says that is just the best proposition. Of course, I'm a psychedelic man. If anyone says, let's get trippy, yes, let's make it happen. So, of course, I respond to Michael right away. I'm like, fuck yeah, hit me up. I'm going to slide later today. Let's blow some dope and trip and have a good time. So he's like, all right, bet, let me know. So I'm sitting there, going through my day. I had community service that morning. So, I just got that all done. And then after community service, I took an Uber over to Michael's house. So I'm real hyped, I'm chilling in the Uber. I get to Michael's house. I walk in the garage because it's the spot. Michael's got OC, no parents home, and there's 2 other dudes sitting there. We're going to call one dude Guy, and we're going to call the other dude Brad. Now, Guy and Brad are pretty good friends of mine as well, along with Michael. They chill a lot. They're always at Michael's crib. Michael's crib is kind of like the spot where we all like gather to like smoke weed and do drugs, basically. So I pull up to Michael's house, hop out the Uber, I walk up, everyone's in the garage, and they got a bong already in roto. Now, this is just, think of a better way to be greeted, honestly. Like, by your group of homies, if you just walk in the garage, and before you even shake their hands, you just get a bong shoved into your hands, just stuffed in between your hands. Like, you reach out for a shake up and you get a bong, like with a rolling bowl, and they just tell you rip that bitch. Like, hell yeah. So I sit down and immediately get in the roto. Michael's already tripping, but Guy and Brad aren't. And Michael, I can tell by the look on his face that this is some good acid. Like, you can look at Michael and you can just tell when this guy's tripping sack. You can tell when this guy's having a good time. He looks like he's having a good time. So I'm like, all right, fuck yeah, I want in on this. Guy's like, fuck yeah, let me get some. Brad's like, fuck yeah, let me get some too. Let's all trip. So I'm excited. I knew that I was going to be tripping. I knew that Michael was going to be tripping, but I didn't know this was going to be like a whole gang kind of effort. All the boys tripping together on a Saturday, like just a perfect evening. Let me tell you, it was beautiful outside yesterday too. It was like 60, 70 degrees, like a nice cool sunny day. It was perfect. But anyways, so, we're chilling out in the garage, ripping this bong for a little bit, and finally, Michael busts out the tabs. We're done ripping the bong, we go upstairs, and he hands us each a tab. He tosses me mine, and typically, I would drop more than one. However, I haven't tripped in a long time. It's been like at least 4 months. So I did not drop more than one. I wanted to see how one would do me, and one was enough. I didn't even like want another throughout the trip. I was tripping really fucking hard, but I'll get to that. So I drop my tab, Guy drops his tab, and Brad drops his tab. Now, we're all chilling, in Michael's room. Now, let me tell you, Michael's room is the spot. We just dropped our tabs. We're not feeling shit yet, but it's a chill spot. It's the good smoke spot. He's got a futon. He's got 2 leather chairs. He's got the Xbox, the TV, everything you could ask for. And he's got the Xbox 360, so you could play, like, all the throwback games. Like, it's It's perfect. It's everything you could ever ask for. So we're chilling in there. We got tabs on our tongues. We just rolled up a blunt, so I sparked it up. We got a blunt going in Roto. We start up some World at War. We're playing some zombies, 1v1ing, doing that kind of shit. And as we're playing COD, the acid starts to hit us all. We're in there just grinding out some zombies on World at War, just playing, some 1v1s, shit like that. And you know that like look on someone's face when they're tripping, like not necessarily the pupils or like the eyes or anything like that. It's just you can kind of look at someone's face. Like it's hard to describe it. Like at least for me, it's like you can kind of look at someone and just know when they're on a psychedelic. Like it's just I looked around the room like about an hour after dropping, and I just knew everyone was tripping sack. Like I just knew that it hit all of us, because like there was this really weird like. It was a really smooth come up and a really smooth trip. It also felt like it almost felt like unreal. Like it was just I was sitting there playing COD, just watching TV, and it was just like all of a sudden, very faintly, all the colors started coming in, and all the patterns started coming in very, very faintly, and like it was like on every object, no matter what color, there was a little like red, green, and blue outline. Like each color was like outlining the other, if that makes sense. Like there was a layer of black, like you're like, let's say like there's a black table on the very edge, like around the edge of that table. When I looked at it, I would see like a tiny little bit of red, a tiny little bit of blue, and a tiny little bit of green on the edge of that table. Just kind of like it was glowing. It was like neon a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit. Like just very faintly though, not like super intense. So, like I could definitely tell I was tripping. And I was also looking around, just seeing things like very faintly move that I couldn't tell if they moved or not. Like that's when I know I'm tripping. So I look over at my friends and I know it. And I ask Guy, I'm like, Guy, are you tripping balls right now? He looks at me. He's just like, yeah. I'm like, oh fuck. All right, we're in for a hell of a day. Like it's about to be a good one. You know what I'm saying? So I kick my feet up. We're smoking this blunt. We're getting baked. We're tripping balls. It's just a good day. And let me tell you, I haven't even gotten to the half of it yet. I haven't even gotten to the good part. All right, guys? So, we're sitting here just tripping. We get done playing World at War. We're kind of tired of it. We're like, whatever. We want to go smoke some cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? So we go to smoke some cigarettes. We're chilling in the garage. And this very funny conversation came up. I don't know. This might just be funny to me. This might sound very stupid to all of you, but basically, Guy got hit by a car a couple days prior. Okay, and Guy, let me tell you, it's very funny actually how this happened. And just if you knew Guy, you would understand. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna sound like such a dickhead for saying this, but honestly, the fact that Guy got hit by a car is just hilarious. It's just absolutely fucking golden. Like it's just Guy is like the most average like two-tone monotone guy, like just such a normal dude, like nothing like too outlandish unique about him, that like it's just such a him thing I could see happening to, like just his shitty ass like average ass person luck, you know what I'm saying? Like just walking like just I don't know, it's just like he's that guy you could just see misfortune happening to, you know what I'm saying? And it's like just kind of that friendly, like funny shit. I don't know, but either way, he got hit by a car a couple days prior, and he was really fucked up. He was in a cast. He was all like, bandaged up, all that shit. He broke a couple bones. He was like limping around, still smoking all the dope though, just like the guy I know. You know what I'm saying? But he's limping around. He's real fucked up. He's hobbling around. So we decided to fuck with him a little bit. We decided to tell him that we didn't believe that he got hit by a car because we knew that it would like trip him out. So me and Michael were sitting there, and Michael's like, Guy, and Guy's like, what? And he's like, so you got hit by that car, and like, we just bring it up and like convince him that we don't believe that he got hit by the car, and like, we didn't even go like too out of our way to convince him. We just kind of like hinted at the fact that we were skeptical, and then he got like really defensive over it. He got like really paranoid defensive. He was like, bro, are you kidding me? I got hit by a fucking car, bro. Like, why would I joke about that? And we were like, well, where's the insurance money, Guy? Like, come on, because it was a hit and run. Like, it was actually pretty fucked. Some dude hit him in a BMW in a parking lot, got out the car, told him, there's your shoe, got back in the car, and just pulled off. Like, literally just skirted off. Some, like, middle-aged Indian man who probably had, like, a wife and kids at home who were, like, waiting. I'd run his whole fucking family over. Fuck him. But anyways, so it was pretty fucked up circumstances. We're asking like, oh, we think you staged it. Where's the insurance money? That kind of shit. Like, if you really got hit and run, you'd be getting that government bread right now, you know? Like, you'd be getting some sort of disability. And like, he's like, I don't know, bro. He pulled off. Like, I can't do anything about it. It's like, we're just like trying to fuck with his head. And like, we got to him, let me tell you, because he's sitting here and like, at this point, like, it got to the point where he was defending himself against nothing because we weren't even accusing him. We were like, we told him we were fucking with him the whole time. We were like, bro, we believe you. Like, we know you got hit by a car. And he's like, he's like sitting there and he's like, I'm not playing, bro. Like, I got hit by a car. And like, we're continually telling him we know. And it's just the funniest shit. And then, you know, we get done fucking with him. We smoke a couple more bowls, you know, out of the bond. Just chill trip and shit, you know, not too much eventful. And then the biggest character I've probably ever met in my life arrives. This unicorn, that's all I can call this man. This fucking meme pulls up to the spot. That's all I'm gonna say. This walking, breathing meme. Like, I don't even know how to describe this guy. He's just, you guys are definitely gonna think this story's bullshit after I talk about this guy. I know the comments I'm gonna get, but like, this dude, I don't know where he came from. I don't know how my friends met this guy. This was my first time actually meeting him. I'd only ever seen him on Snapchat stories. He was like literally a unicorn to me. Like, I just heard legends about this man, and he just like, I'm tripping balls in my friend's garage and he just rolls up on a bike. But basically, you know, to give you a background of who I'm like building up this hype on, there's this man that's in the local area. No one knows where he lives. We don't know like where the fuck he is, but we just know he rides around the area on his bike, and we call him Old Folk. All right. Old Folk is a pretty old black guy. I don't know how old he is. I'm going to guess in his like 50s or 60s. Definitely 60s, I'd guess. Just because like, just thinking of it makes me lose my shit. He's just so funny. But nah, so Old Folk, all right, he's this black guy about like 5'7", 5'8", rides around on a bike, doesn't have a car. He has a house. We don't know where it is. He has a family. We've seen them like once. Like, I mean, from what I know, like my friends have seen his family. Like, I remember one time they told me they saw him at like the grocery store with his wife and kids or some shit. So like we know he's got something going on, but like he just rides around the neighborhood on his bike and just rolls up at random times and buys weed from us. Like, this man, and like he rolls up and not only does he buy weed, but he stays and says some of the funniest shit ever. Like, this man's like 60. He's got a lazy eye. He can barely speak. Like, I'm talking lazy eye as in like it's googly, dude. Like, it's like one eye's looking at Korea and one eye's looking at Canada. Like, it's some shit, man. Let me tell you. Like, he's got a real bad lazy eye, and he's got just, it's so hard to understand him. It's not even like a lisp. It's just like, I don't know, like at first you would think he's special needs, but then you would like understand that he's not when he like explains his life. But this guy just has some of the funniest stories. Like, I'm tripping balls. He rolls up on his little dinky ass bike, gets off the bike, starts talking about, I don't know, some random shit, asking everyone where the weed's at and stuff. Comes in the garage. He shakes my hand. He's like, what's your name? I'm like, I'm Nick. He's like, oh, Nick. He's like, I used to know a lot of killers named Nick. He was like, are you a killer like that? And I was like, oh shit, you know me, Old Folk. You know me, I got you. He's like, my man. So I'm fucking with Old Folk. First time meeting him, this is my man. I know why they keep him around now. This is Old Folk. So, you know, he's in the garage with us, completely out of his league, dude. This guy's like 40 years older than all of us. And like, he's just chilling with us like he's one of the homies. Like, he is, but like, it's just funny. I don't know. So like, we're sitting in here all tripping balls. He's smoking the blunt with us. Like, or no, he's not smoking the blunt with us. We're smoking the blunt. Like, he's got his pack with him, right? Like, he picked up off us. And he's sitting in there telling stories about how, like, he sparred with Muhammad Ali one time. And, like, he used to be, like, a boxer. And the thing is, like, I wouldn't believe it. And I think he's just fucking around. Because think about it. Like, on paper, this dude could just be some random, like, crackhead black guy riding around telling people he fought Muhammad Ali. But, like, he goes into these stories with some depth that, like, I don't even know, man. And, like, being a storyteller and, like, having my shit called fake all the time, it's like, I could believe this guy to an extent. Because he says some shit that's, like, really, like, legit and, like, has proof to back up a lot of what he says. Like, he's shown us pictures and stuff. Like, you know, he's shown stuff. That's all I'm going to say. Like, he's shown proof. To my friends, this is all I'm gonna say. He's shown a lot of stuff to prove that his stories are legit. But like, this guy, literally just walking me, like, he's fucking sparred Muhammad Ali, dude. Like, like he didn't like fight him in the ring. Like it wasn't like a title fight, but like when Muhammad Ali wasn't like a huge thing, he sparred with him in a gym. That's cool. That's pretty dope. You know, that's a cool story to tell. So like he's telling us sitting here, old folk just booing all fucked up. Who knows what drugs he was off? Probably drunk as shit, swerving around on the bike. Who knows? Telling us stories about boxing Muhammad Ali, asking us. There was this one song he was asking us to look up on SoundCloud or some shit, just wherever we could find it. And he kept asking us to find this song, but he didn't know the name of it or the artist. And all he remembered in terms of lyrics was that they sang Mr. Window. Like, so we just kept Googling Mr. Window and like looking up like music related to Mr. Window, and we couldn't find it. But like old folk was dying for it, dude. Like he needed some Mr. Window banging in the trap. So like we tried as hard as we could. We couldn't find it for him. We couldn't get him the Mr. Window bangers. But you know, we sent him on his way. He shook our hands. He's like, all right, I'll be back later, gentlemen. Stay safe. You know, have a good one. And he just rides off so majestically into the distance. Like we're all just tripping balls, and we're just sitting here trying to comprehend, because like at this point, like, you know, not all of us also knew who this guy was. Like, I knew, like, I'd seen him on Snapchat before, but, like, Brad, for example, had never seen this man before, like, not even on Snapchat. So, like, just imagine being, like, just tripping balls, and this random, lazy-eyed, like, 60-year-old black man who you've never seen in your life just rolls up on a bike and buys weed from your friends. Fuck, excuse me. Oh, my God. I actually just got the biggest chunk of fucking, I don't even know, like dick down my throat. I don't know what just made me cough like that, but whatever. So just imagine that, guys. That's a pretty funny situation when you're tripping, you know what I'm saying? So he rides off. We're still sitting here. We don't think much of it. We're whatever. We just keep smoking blunts. We're playing cards, shooting dice. We're gambling a little bit at this point. Old folk rides back up. He's back in it, dude. It's been like an hour and a half at this point. He rides back up. It turns out that my buddy Michael fronted him a dub. Old folk got the money back. My boy Old folk always coming in with it. And he brought it up. Like my friend Michael was telling me how he always brings it up, but he brought it up again. He's talking about this $60,000 check that he's got coming his way from the government or some shit. And like, you know, that's just some shit that everyone says. Like, so every homeless man says, like, yeah, the government owes me some money. But like, this guy's brought out some pretty valid paperwork. Like, I've seen some pictures of it. This guy's brought out some pretty valid paperwork, you know, to show that like he's got the 60 grand, like, coming his way like pretty soon. So like every time he comes and asks my friend Michael for a front, he just shows him that piece of paper and shows him the 60 grand. He's like, listen, man, you do me now. As soon as the 60 grand comes in, I'm gonna do you right. He's like, you throw me this $30 now, I'm gonna throw you 300 when that 60 grand comes in. I'm like, hell yeah, that's old folk right there. You know, it's just like, it's like we wouldn't believe him, but like every time he's told us something and like we were able to find out whether it was true or not, it turned out to be true. It's like he's just a very trustworthy, reliable man. You know, it's just old folk. Like, we don't know what the fuck he does. We don't know where he gets any of his money. We don't know where he lives. We don't know who his family is. We don't know anything about this majestic man. All we know is that he's got a lazy eye. He fought Muhammad Ali, and he buys weed from us. And that's basically it. So, you know, he pays, you know, my friend Michael back. He says hello, stays for a little bit, chats, you know, drinks a couple brewskis, whatever, the usual, and dips out. You know, I forgot to mention we had a couple beers cracked, but it wasn't really enough to get, like, drunk, so I'm not going to dive into that because I didn't even feel it. I was still tripping balls. So finally, the time comes when I've got to start heading home. So I text up my dad for a ride. I'm like, hey, can you come pick me up? You know, I'm just chilling at my buddy Michael's right now. So my dad comes and picks me up. Now, I'm pretty good at handling myself on acid. So, you know, riding in the car with my dad while tripping wasn't really a concern. You know, I was just chilling, looking out the window, you know, listening to music, doing my thing. Excuse me, just had to hiccup. And I finally got home. And, you know, for some reason, whenever, like, I'm coming down off acid, like, at the very end of the trip, like, those last few hours, I just need as much weed as I have in my system. Like, literally any weed I'll have, I'll smoke it all. Like, if I can, like, possibly smoke it all, I'll shove it all in my fucking lungs in a matter of, like, 30 minutes, like, if it comes to it. Just because, like, I just need weed when I'm coming down. So I get home and I immediately pack up like 2-3 bowls and immediately roll a blunt while I'm smoking those bowls. I'm talking about like I got my new little, let me bring it over. It's right in front of me right now. This new little piece I got, new little like stand-up bubbler type thing that I got from Dollar High Club. It was good. I got it standing up on my desk and I'm literally just leaning down. I got my lighter over it and I'm rolling my blunt with my other hand, just like, trying to be an artiste, you know what I'm saying? And I smoke a bunch. I end up clearing all the bowls. I face the blunt while I'm laying in bed. And I just lay down, watching YouTube videos for a little bit. Still tripping a little bit, but coming down pretty hard at this point. It's like after a trip, if you don't go to sleep, it's like you never fully come down almost. You know what I'm saying? Like sleep is just what like effectively ends it, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know. It's like if I stay up after a trip, it's like it never quite ends, even though like the drug is worn off. You know what I'm saying? It's like the after effects are a lot worse if you don't get sleep. So, I just lay in bed and go to sleep and wake up this morning and, just back to business. So either way, hope you guys did enjoy this video. I know this got a little longer than I expected it to, but hope you guys did enjoy. Thank you all for watching. Drop a like if you did enjoy, and also don't forget to ask any questions using the hashtag AskGoblin. Thank you all for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.